rather than a staff wielding thing, But sorry, but yeah, I mean, I'm quite happy for that. You just need to change it up in your character sheet, and then that's absolutely fine. Okay, guys, we are back. We are live, and we're back in, and we have got to the point that we are. I've just noticed the smoke coming out of that room there. Look.
Oh, and this one here.
No.
I never noticed that before.
And this one, and then this one.
See, this is why I should be able to use this as many times as I want, this little piece of row, because every time you see something different, So if you're just joined us, then the party up here at the top that I suddenly realised didn't have their little character sheets on, but I think everybody's got their names attached to them. They are looking for somebody called Giselle. And Giselle is a gutter snipe that hopefully is going to take them to a location in the slums that they have on their map. And they've come across a situation which is quite interesting in the sense that Giselle seems to be in her begging bowl, have a bag of coins that she's implying fell out or off a passing merchant's belt and into her begging bowl, which for her means that it's now her property. Well, the others are saying that didn't happen. Giselle actually picked it off or knocked it off, or if it did accidentally fall off the belt and into the Giselle's begging bowl, then Giselle should give it back because it was an accident rather than giving. And that's, guys, is when you guys come into it.
So yeah, as I said before the break, so Hengist is seeing this situation, and I'm assuming he's identified that the young girl is Giselle, who are after he would try and muscle his way through the crowd to get as close to the front as he can.
Yeah. Okay. What does the rest of you would like to do?
Do I need to do a roll for that?
No.
Okay.
As Hengist is
unless you've got
Hengist,
unless you've got a muscle to the front skill.
I was just thinking more of a brawn sort of thing, because he's pushing his way through, sort of like pushing his way through. But,
no, he's absolutely fine.
Gulliver will travel in his wake.
And it's an ample wake as well compared to Gulliver.
Sorry, Aaron, what would you like to do?
I guess at that point, Aaron would help him kind of part the crowd, and as he goes to walk forward, Gully just kind of scoots right in front of him and kind of follows Hengist through the crowd. So Aaron would just kind of bring up the next in the train with Juno.
Bartleby, where would you like to be?
He would like to be not muted. He said that to me earlier.
Yeah, he had messaged me.
Sorry.
He's always in contemplation with his goddess. It's just unbelievable.
He's over there just praying all the time.
I kind of realized this was happening, and I ceased praying to Amriel and getting messages from her, and I bring up the rear here, I guess. Bartleby in the rear.
You gotta put down the Snapchat, man.
You can go, or you can come around here if you wish, next to Juno.
Do it.
But Juno... Okay,
join me, man! Be my friend!
She freaks me out sometimes. She looks like she's going to bite me. It's scary.
She smiles.
Oh, that's a good idea.
No, Juno, stop it.
Does Juno like...
oh, no.
I just like... because she does have an influence skill.
Aaron?
Yeah,
please.
She's just sort of like is quite obedient at the present moment in time, and is sort of like just stood behind Aaron, and she does look up to you, Bartleby, and give those really puppy dog eyes.
Oh no, Aaron, please.
Yeah, go for it. There's 2 of you now at the front.
So yeah, Hengist would look to the rest of the party and and see what he would have seen what was going on, but he would sort of go. He'd go up towards. He'd call out from the rest of the crowd and go, "What seems to be happening here? I heard something about someone's lost their coin purse."
Yeah, and it seems, so somebody next to you sort of says, "Oh, she stole the coin purse." And then somebody else sort of says, it fell out of the merchant. It accidentally fell out of the merchant's belt, and she's now claiming it for herself. And there's a lot of interaction going on, and everybody's sort of muttering, and over this, of course, you can hear, like I said before, this voice about getting the town guard as well.
And Hengist is going to go. So he's going to say to the person who gave that answer, and he says, "So do you know who the merchant is that lost his purse?"
Yeah, so this is just sort of somebody just sort of joining the crowd, and she just sort of says, "Oh, it was one of those 2 over there."
So
and she sort of points in the general direction of the 3 characters that I've actually put on. But both the men and both the women, they both look like merchants.
Okay. Hengist is going to sort of make a motioning nod with his head, hoping that Gully's going to essentially follow him, but he's going to cross over sort of the empty gap between that surrounds the Giselle and walk towards in the direction of where the merchants are.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard to get through that gap because, say, for example, her bowl's here, and then people are. But you can talk from there if you wish.
Well,
what Aaron will do, seeing that he's going to try and get through, is he'll just use his long spear to kind of create a wall and kind of push people back as he kind of creates a walkway between them.
Yeah, and this causes quite a sort of an unfriendly sort of state, and the merchants are sort of saying, sorry, who are you? Who are you? As you sort of bring out this spear and sort of move them back. And
I want to look down. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Say again. Sorry.
I didn't mean to cut you off. You had more.
Yeah, they sort of say, wait, and then there's a sort of and somebody sort of mutters from the back. There's a sort of says, you can hear somebody going, fight. This
merchants? No.
It's definitely not me, guys. It's definitely not me.
It's totally Bartleby.
And there's various comments from girls, sort of teenage girls in the background, sniggering over "he's got a big one," and they're sort of sniggering about that. So so you managed to get your spear out and sort of part them away a bit, so they're further away from Giselle now.
Hengist will sort of exploit that gap. He wants to walk towards the merchants and say, we have business with Giselle. And then he's going to get his purse out and say, would you accept this in exchange for the purse that has fallen into the bowl?
Okay, are you wishing just to talk to them, or are you wishing to influence them?
I'm gonna click my tongue and have Juno just walk up next to me and just stand there with me.
Yeah, she can.
He's just going to offer it. He's not trying to persuade them into doing it.
Okay, then. So roll your oratory skill, which is generally speaking and addressing a crowd.
I don't know if that is a standard skill, or is it
no, it'd be a professional skill.
It's a professional skill.
I don't have that at all.
All right. So let's just have a look. So if you add your power and charisma together,
okay,
and then roll it, and because you don't have it as a skill, then it's the roll won't be a standard roll.
Okay, So I just roll that number of.
So it's just like, so just roll. What is your power and your charisma added together?
Added together is 9.
I thought you said 9.
Sorry, it came through as 9 there. Well, so
Yes, I can I confirm it is 9.
so
Did you forget to put teen on the end? Or?
so
No,
you,
I forgot to put the yeah.
so
the T.
Hengist is used to sort of like battling and taking orders rather than giving only. So you sort of like come to the front to try to address the crowd, and so you need to roll a 1d100 and get below 9. But you remember that there's a difference there. That would be a standard roll, but that's not what we're looking at because you don't actually have the skill. So you sort of like
You are minus 26.
Why not just how bad's your influencing? Like,
Influence is probably a little bit better than 9.
just give them a firm voice, and tell them, influence them to take your order.
So yeah, that's probably a better idea actually. So Hengist will say, would you be willing to take this? Would you be willing to take this purse?
yeah.
As we have.
So remember now that because you're trying to influence this is an opposed roll.
Okay.
So you will be matching a merchant's influence skill. Yeah.
Okay.
So off you go. So roll your skill.
That's an alright roll from me actually.
Nice.
Yeah. So he sort of like says, sorry, who are you, and why would we want your money? I would like my money. Is this a concubine of yours?
She is not, no, but we she's needed for a very important. I can't think of the word now. Sorry, out of character for a second.
Oliver's going to go right the way up to Bartleby, and he's going to go, "What's a concubine?"
So yeah, Hengist will reply and say, she's not, no, but she's, as a group, we would very much like to talk to her to further the ends of a very important quest that we are on.
She stole my money.
Aaron will lean in at this point, and he'll be like, "And you have been offered recompense. You either take what has been offered and carry on your merry way, or you may decide to push this matter further. Just remember, my friends here are not the most patient of people. Make
What?
your decision wisely, and soon.
And yes,
Good friend.
you roll your influence.
I will do my best." Influence is not terrible. Yeah. Huh?
You're technically a little worse than Hengist on average.
But you just rolled slightly better.
Yeah, you're both not the best sort of. Why am I rolling on that?
I'm sorry. Did my dog just take a piss on a house?
Oh, that is disgusting. Will you train your dog, please? Oh,
Good pup. Good pup.
I just
It's
don't.
like, wait,
I just don't believe that. Oh, that is awful. Oh, good.
I would have
grief.
thought Gino would have just gone for a little wee behind the chap, so it just rolls down into his boot.
Can I please remind you that this is a poop and scoop city?
Oh no.
But,
that is
but he didn't
fine,
poop.
but I'm not scooping up urine. That'd be an interesting.
No, but
one.
I'm just saying if it goes to the next step. So I hope on your character list you've got poop bags.
Doggy bags.
Otherwise it's going in your pouch with your coins.
Kind of boot scooted to the side.
I mean, this merchant sort of like says, I'm sorry, I am not completely aware of who you are.
Why does that matter? It does not matter who I am. It does not matter who my friends are. I do not care who you are. There has been some transgression here. There is currently 4v1, which is not fair on any account. And so if anything, we've only evened the odds. If you want to push this, and you want to make this into a situation bigger than it ever should have become, I mean, that is your choice. And by all means, you have a choice. I hope that you make the right one.
Well, firstly, man with big spear who came battling in here and pushing us out the way. This is not a battle. This is a girl who has stolen our money. Do you agree with stealing?
I'll turn to Hengist and reach out for his pouch that he offered. You offered the pouch, right?
You did, yeah.
Okay, I'll reach out for that pouch.
Hengist will.
How much is in the pouch?
20 silver pieces.
Right.
Okay, I'll take that, and I'll add my pouch to it, and then I'll turn to the girl and offer it to her, and hold out my other hand for her to give me the pouch that she has.
The pouch that Giselle has seems to be rather plumper.
Yeah, but if she technically stole it, she either gets in a fight or she can take the 47 or whatever it comes out to be and at least have something from this. She still gets money. It's more than she started with.
Gulliver's
offer her
who's sort of
our
like
pouches.
Or she keeps a big pouch and makes a run for
then
it.
I guess and then she has to fight all four of these things. Okay.
Oh, no,
yeah,
these are merchants. They're not somebody who's going to start a fight. They're sort of like rotund people that make their living off commerce and things like that. I mean, Bartleby, you probably know them. You know what? One of them is called Douglas Lazenby, and he makes his money out of doublets. And one of the women you know as Celine Rose, who is actually almost like a hairdresser and makeup artist. You know, she does ladies' makeup. They're not army type people. They're literally common merchants, and so they're not likely to fight. If they're likely to do anything, they're likely to sort of like call the city guard and let them sort it out in the long run. So I just need you to recap which the situation with the coin purses for me, please.
So what I was doing is I was getting the Hengist's coin purse, adding my coin purse to it, and then offering it to her in exchange for the one that she has. So that way, these merchants will stop bugging her, and the town guard won't have to be called, and she still walks away with money. Or she can hang on to that. I've tried. I did my part. I stepped back, and she has to deal with the merchants and the town guard.
So how much
is it possible to get close to Giselle and
steal her
say
pouch and run away?
something to her without the merchants overhearing?
There's only a dog in the way at the present moment in time.
Okay, so that's what Gully's going to start making his way.
Just so I know, how much Hengist and Aaron is the combined money in your two purses?
Hengist has 20 in his. Hang on, let me just double check.
27 myself, so it'd be 47.
Yeah, Hengist has 20 in his pouch.
Yes, Gully. What would you like to say to Giselle?
He's going to sort of like stood close. He's going to lean over and he's going to say, "This could turn pretty bad. You're probably best to give that pouch back and accept my friend's pouch. At least then it's guaranteed money. If they call the guard, you could lose everything."
Yeah, make you roll.
Influence.
Yeah.
Ooh, not with that one. That's a point in that, baby.
Yeah. She sort of like turns to you and she says, "I didn't steal it. It dropped off his belt."
Can you prove that?
If you wish, you can make an insight roll to see whether or not she's telling the truth.
Not with that roll.
Well, no matter what, you think she actually is telling the truth. the merchants turn to Hengist and Aaron and says, we have come to the conclusion that we rather do not like your you barging in here with your armor and your weapons and getting into a business that is somewhat nothing to do with either of you. However, we will take our money back, and we will, if you give us the money back that she has stolen, and then we will leave this place and take this up with the correct authorities.
Gulliver's going to
Cast a spell. No.
no, he's going to sort of like puff out his chest slightly and just sort of like angle it so people can see his pendant of his of the Order of the Kraken, and he's going to say, I'm a sorcerer of the Order of the Kraken, a respected order in Lindowe. My friend is a priest of the two twin moons.
You're signaling to Bartleby at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's going to signal to Bartleby. So
Yeah, because Bartleby hasn't sort of like been involved in this until this point. Yeah.
He has the power to tell who is telling the truth. You say you didn't give it. The girl says you did give it. Why not let the gods decide?
They look somewhat confused.
I want to hobble up now.
They sort of like say, gods? Gods? Who brought the gods into this? Well, I thought it was about some silver pieces. Not too sure.
Excuse me, good merchant. I couldn't help but overhear this, and I do follow the goddess Amriel, she who shines light onto all of our problems and illuminates the truth.
Oh, one of the old gods.
Well, she's not necessarily young. Like, she's powerful.
Yeah, and Bartleby, you remember that there's definitely two sets of Parthenons in this world at the moment. There's the old gods, which is Amrul, and the feral god and the arboreal god, and then there's sort of like the man-made gods, the human gods that they've almost like created, and one of those is this sort of like the commerce god, the god of commerce, and you have the god of things like war, etc. There's two very separate Parthenons in this world, and your gods are referred to as the old gods, and many people of Lindowe sort of like think that, you know, they don't exist to that state, even though they do, but they believe in their own gods. Yeah, so that's why he said the old gods. Yeah.
I guess I'll have to forgive you, merchant, for not following the truth. But my services still stand. As, perhaps you may need some truth eliminated so we can all reach a peaceful conflict in which we don't need to be talking to the authorities.
I think, as I said before, that if she gives us the money back, then we will go on our way and decide what we do at it at a suitable time. But I must say, I am somewhat put out and somewhat of a flutter with these armed people coming into the fray.
At this point, Aaron, sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it, Wrath. You said first.
At this point, Aaron is going to turn his spears, and stand it back up, kind of slamming it onto the ground. He'll be like, "Time's up. At this point, consider it a nice donation to the welfare of this city. You guys are helping out the street beggars of your town that you have built up on your money. Consider it, you guys have done a generous service. Thank you so much for your donation to this city. If you want to refund your donation, please seek out your city guard. You may be on your way. If you want to push this and you want to harass a citizen, I myself will fetch the town guard, holding all of you at charge. It is up to you. Trust me, I can do it. Be on your way."
He just sort of like looks and says, "You are quite welcome to bring the time guard. She has our money."
At this point, Hengist will just silently...
Are we getting our money back?
No, you are not.
In which case, we will get the town guard.
Okay, go get him. Goodbye.
Okay. And they toddle off, and they go off, and they will head off, and
I kind of want to lean towards Angus and be like, this would probably be a good time to leave.
Lindowe.
To leave this street.
No, I was thinking more to leave Lindowe. Okay, so the merchants head off, bustling off. The two guys go one way, and the two women go the other way. And the crowd disperse with comments such as, "Oh, this is going to be interesting. When the town guard catches up with them, it's going to be very interesting what happens. Maybe there'll be a hanging. That'd be fun." You know, as people sort of like disperse, and Giselle sort of like picks up her begging bowl with the money, and just sort of like stands up and gets ready to leave.
Yeah, I think at this point we need to turn to Giselle and say, I think it's probably a good idea if we leave. However, before you do, we would very much appreciate it if you would help us with something that is we need to find a certain place in the slums for a very important mission. Would you be able to help us with this?
She sort of like looks at you, Hengist, and sort of like says, She says, "You want to employ me?"
If that's what it takes, then yes. But I think we should talk about this.
She says,
somewhere other than this street first.
"Oh," she says, "I'm fine to do it here." She says, "I'm not wanted by the town guard."
What?
Gulliver's just shaking his head and going, They know that I'm apprentice in the Order of the Kraken.
They certainly do.
They blasphemed on my goddess.
Hengist will nod to
She says,
Aeon and say, "We will happily employ you. Here is our payment."
She says, "What?" She says, "What do you want me to do?" She says, "What's the purpose here?"
Hengist will pass her the map, or ask Gully to pass her the map and say, "We would very much like it if you could take us to this location in the slums."
We want to employ you for two parts. The first part is that we want to employ you to give that pouch to me so I can give it back to the merchant.
We need not worry about the town guard. We have done nothing wrong. We dispersed it in a hostile situation. They had no proof that she took it. She has no proof that they dropped it and she found it. They could have just been some pouch that she found, and anyone could have come up and just been like, "Yeah, it's mine." You know, there was no proof on either side. So what we did is we came in and we defused a hostile situation. If the guard has a problem with that, or if they have any proof otherwise, they can present that and make their case. We need not worry.
But what if it goes against us? What did the town guard come and then throw us out?
She looks at you. Giselle looks at you, Aaron, and says, "You're not from Lindowe, aren't you? You're not familiar how things work here."
This is true.
Am I?
Oh yes, you are.
How do things work here?
Basically, how things work in Lindowe is that there's definitely an almost like a class system, you know. So people in orders, people in merchants are seen as a lot higher up than gutter snipes. And the other thing is, as you hopefully have been getting the feeling of, is that money is a very powerful commodity in Lindowe. You know, so
So the merchant class is high class, and they buy off the guards.
That is possible.
That'd be fun.
So perhaps I don't know how they take Hengist's background into account if he was to reveal it to the town guards, bearing in mind he comes from a different land.
He comes from a different land, so it won't mean anything to him.
Okay.
She says, "How much are you going to pay me? And where's this location you want to go to?"
Angus will just gesture to the map and the person and say, "We will pay you this much now, and then we will pay you again after we arrive at
So how
the
much is
location."
this much?
So whatever it was, we decided to go. It was 47 silver pieces, and with the promise of more money afterwards.
She says, my normal price for taking people as a guide into a slum is 100 silver pieces.
Ooh. Money land.
How much
She
for
sort-
that pouch?
She sort of like, she looks round at you all and sort of like says, you all seem to be able to afford it.
I'm gonna turn and be like, child, I'm starting to regret defending you from those merchants.
It was really nice of you to defend me. Just to let you know, I picked it off his belt. And she gives you a smirky smile. But she says, what? But she says, I do appreciate it. Anyway, shall we get back onto the job? Sorry, has Bartleby just died of a heart attack somewhere?
Bartleby needs to roll devotion. I need some guidance, but I'm not going to waste you guys' time.
You can roll devotion if you...
Oh, well, then actually, I'm just going for it.
What is this? Amriel, Lighter of Lights, Illuminator of Truth.
I like
Helper of the
that.
Helper, one of
Yeah,
the
you-
twin moons.
Thank you for praying with me.
You are now a follower. You are now a convert. Anybody who reads that.
Anybody viewing this, thank you for enlisting. Appreciate it.
I wish it worked
Make a
that way.
donation on your way out.
It counts if you read it in your head as well as if you read it out loud.
What sort of what question are you asking, Bartleby? What do you want to know?
I feel I want to know how Amriel stands on this moral crisis of this thief, this scoundrel, and what I should be doing to remain a good priest.
You get a message back to you, and as always, Amriel's always very cryptic in what she sort of like communicates back to you, and you see a set of scales, and one side of this scale is very heavy and it's sort of like way down to the side, and on the other side there's almost like a jug of fine sand slowly dripping out onto the other side, and then gradually, very, very slowly, it slowly tilts until it's actually balanced out.
Gulliver's going to say, you stole it.
She says, I'm a gutter snipe. She says,
I stuck up for you.
I know, and I feel very, very kind of you for doing that. She says, I feel very kind of these big, strong guys as well. They were so kind. Did you see that? He was wafting his big, long spear around like anything.
I'm so pissed.
Anyway,
I'm gonna need to.
Anyway, I think you wanted to be brought into the slums.
Yeah, I think we need to.
Young man, do you have a stutter?
No, that was Briggs.
You keep going. You keep going. I think we.
We're all a little flustered right now.
Yeah, very much so.
She sort of like looks over to you, Aaron, and says, "You're such a kind man. Such a kind man. Bringing down the wrath of the town guard on all you guys just to save little old me." Oh, she says, "Okay then."
Wrath of the town guard, we have done nothing wrong, and I am going to need that purse back from you so I can return it to its proper owner.
Oh no, she says, "This is mine now." She
In
says,
which case,
and she
we'll
sort-
return you
she-
and
she's
the
sort of
purse
like-
to the town guard.
She
That's
takes
exactly what I'm
she
thinking.
takes the pouch and she seems to tuck it into one of the many pockets inside a tunic, and she says, "Surely," she says, "you wouldn't want to physically manhandle a young lady. Oh, sorry, girl." And she just sort of like looks at you, goes, and winks. as if to say. No, she says.
I think you can. I think you've got two options. You can come out of this with a lot of money, or you can come out of it with no money and probably spend a long time in the cells with the town guard. Because you stole that, and you shouldn't be stealing, and we stuck up for you, and now we're to blame as well. And
she says, I humbly thank you for sticking up for me. It was very noble of you all. Very noble of you all. I don't know. I don't think I would have got away with that pouch without it. Without you guys coming in, I feel really humbled. And especially for people such as Noble. And she looks at Hengist in his armour. And high up in places as you guys. And you, she looks at you, Gulliver. I think you're a blue wizard, aren't you? I don't believe I've been saved by a blue wizard today. It's unbelievable. And
well, this same blue wizard's going to actually take you in front of the guards, and then he's going to look at Hengist and he's going to go, with his help. I think you can either come
Hengist
out
crosses
of
his
this
arms at this point
with money, or come out with nothing. Because at the moment you've got two choices, and the first choice is that you don't help us, and Hengist there grabs you, and doesn't matter whether or not you struggle or not. We take you to the town guard and we say that you confessed to stealing that pouch, and then you're going to be in lots of trouble. Or you can give the pouch to us, we'll return it to the rightful owner, and then you won't be in trouble anymore, and we'll provide you with exactly the same amount of coinage that's in the pouch, along with however much it's going to cost you to show us where somewhere is in the slums. So if you go for the second route, you're going to come out. But if you go for the first route, then you're not going to have anything at all.
she says, sorry, she says, what was the first option? Roll your influence score.
Is she actually asking, or is she being?
No, she says.
Yeah, I'm going to have to use a point of luck. Why couldn't I have got these things when I was doing my literacy?
Well, Bartleby knows how you feel. You've got to get below 14. Add 11 to this roll. What? I thought you were just going to swap it over.
Oh, I could have done. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Whichever way I've done it.
Yeah, you could have just swapped it over.
Yeah.
She sort of says, okay, she says, look, she says, I'll make you a deal. She says, you're a nice chap. And these muscly guys, and the little churchy guy over there, I kind of like you. And there's quite a nice little puppy there. Did you know, you just stood in his pool of wee, by the way, but I wouldn't worry about that at the moment. Here's the deal. How about we do this? How about I keep the money, and I don't take your money, and I take you into the slums to the location, and then afterwards, then we could decide what we do.
Why would you go for that? Why would you not go for our deal?
Because I forgot what it was.
It was more money.
You give us the merchant's pouch, we give you the money equivalent, and then we pay you to take us into the slums. You win-win.
So I'm going to give this, and you're going to give me the same that's in the pouch. This minute.
No, because then you'll run off.
No, not if you pay me to take you into the slums.
Right. How much is in the pouch?
Let's have a think. She sort of like she takes the pouch out again, and sort of like she holds it really close to her, and she sort of like holds it up and down, and she sort of says, rather than just counting it in the middle of the street here, I think there's about 150 silver pieces. Bartleby, make a commerce roll. Gulliver, you can make a commerce roll as well.
Yes, I live for commerce rolls. And my devotion, you know.
Look at that roll, 7. What was it before? All your commerce rolls are in single.
It was a 1, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's in single figures. You
fumbled once.
Yeah, both Bartleby and Gulliver, you figure, just as looking at the pouch and knowing how much coinage is, you figure, yeah, there's probably about 150 silver pieces in that bag that she's hefting. So she says, I give you this, and you give me 150 silver pieces now. that the deal?
That's the deal.
She says, show me the money. And then
Well, there's already 47 in
then
Alan's
she
hand.
thinks, that's a good catchphrase. I should keep that for some time either later.
Okay, Giselle. All right.
Show me the money. So I think Hengist and Aaron has 47 silver pieces between them. So
We're short 103.
yeah, you probably get away with another 100 being given to it. You do notice, by the way, that the pouch the money is quite stylish. It looks like it's brushed velvet on the outside and has a nice gold rim and some gold cord as used to sort of like tie it.
Gully wants to get the transaction done.
So why I was saying that it would be very obvious if that was given back that was actually the merchant's purse.
Yeah. So he wants to get it done quickly so that he can actually get off after the merchant and hopefully catch up to them before they get up to the town guard.
Okay. So do you have another 100 silver pieces between you?
Bartleby?
I'm afraid not. I have.
I can give one more.
Let me just open up my little my coin bag. I'm carrying 30 coins on me,
So it's 70 coins.
and I don't feel right about defending this.
But it's only going to cost us money to get to.
Yeah, I'm with. I'm gonna turn. I'm with Bartleby.
The sands on the scale are dripping, you guys.
I second that. I second that. I say we turn it.
How much more do we need?
You've got 47 silver pieces.
No, I pulled mine back. So that's 20. 20. So he's got 20. I took 27.
Okay. There's now there's 20 silver pieces that you have. So the deal cannot be done.
I would be willing to give her one of my candles so that she can illuminate a path of better action in her life.
Okay, Gulliver's going to reach into his tunic, and he's going to take out his purse, and he's going to open it, and from it he's going to take a ring, a sort of like ornate ring with a jewel in it, and he's going to hold it up, and he's going to say, "This ring's worth a lot more than the value of that purse. It's probably worth 2 or 3 times the value of what's in that purse. Even if you sold it for half the value of what it's worth, you would probably make double of what's in that purse. That should easily be enough for us to buy that purse and buy the passage into the slums to show us a certain area."
So I just for the stream and for Hengist will know this, but I think this is the ring that you got from the
Gully
snake.
picked it up on the floor of the island of Von Kays in the temple.
Yeah, where the snake goddess was.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
Gully's through his commerce has valued it round about 250 silver pieces.
Hengist, just because he recognises the ring, and he knows for a fact that Gully was squirreling away a lot more than just that ring, or if not, he suspects that he's going to wink at Gully.
So that Hengist can't... He's always after my money.
No, not after. He's
could be
aware
worse,
of.
Gully. Could be after your body, couldn't it?
Oh.
Okay. So this is what Giselle says. She says she puts her hand out for the ring, and she says, okay. She says, you give me the ring, I'll give you the coin back, and I'll take you to the location in the slums. Seems a good deal for me. Oh, she says, and I'll take Mandible Hand's candle as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I don't know about that nickname. I take one of my candles off my backpack and pass it over to her. Hopefully this will
Okay,
help you.
and
Like that.
Gulliver's going to hold out the ring and hold out his hand for the.
Yeah.
for
Well,
the-
wait.
and he's going to do one of those things that he doesn't let the ring go until he can feel that the pounce
Yeah,
is.
and she moves almost like at the speed of lightning. You've never seen anything move so quick. And what she does, she actually chucks the bag, the merchant's bag, to Aaron. Okay, and then snatches the ring out of your hand, and so like the bag's coming towards you, Aaron.
Yeah, grab it.
Okay, yeah, and so Aaron grabs the ring and the bag of the merchant's bag with the money in, and she sort of like tucks it the new ring the ring into a tunic, and she sort of like stops for a while, and she sort of says, I think we better go before the town guard catch him with that. Bartleby, would you just make a perception roll at the back for me, please?
I would love to. There's how I use my eyes. Huzzah!
Yeah, you can
Can I watch that?
you can hear in the faint distance the muttering of this merchant saying, they just came in and they just brought us to one side and pushed us to one side with weapons like that.
Oh no.
Gulliver's going to go to Aaron and say, Aaron, give me the bag, give me the bag, give me the bag.
And Giselle says, this way, guys. And she heads off down to the bottom of the map down here. If you zoomed out, what would you like to?
Which direction were the north or west?
She's going south.
No, the guards. Sorry.
Bartleby heard them from somewhere. On a roll of 98, he can't quite pinpoint.
Can I try and, since I've got the bag, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn and I'm going to head towards the guards so I can right the situation. But can I roll to figure out which direction?
Yeah, well, you can do in a second. Right. Okay. So Giselle's going south. Aaron's going to roll perception and try to go in the direction that he can hear the guards coming in. And what about the rest of you?
I'll follow her.
Okay.
She needs
Hengist.
some guidance.
Well, oh, you're asking me first. Hengist will probably he's going to follow Bartleby because he's thinking we need to divide the muscle of the group.
And Gulliver.
Gulliver is going to hand Ellen or something like maybe a handkerchief or something of Gully's. And then he's going to say, find us that way. And then he's going to head off after the...
I'm sorry, did you just hand me a Kleenex?
Yeah.
A handkerchief. Yeah, I figured out what he's doing.
All right.
And then he's going to run after...
Thanks.
Not letting Giselle out of his sight.
Yeah, okay then. So, Evan, roll your perception roll.
Actually, what I was thinking is since they all left, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a seat near the wall, not in dog piss, and just have my dog sit down next to me, and I'll just have my spear laid out down in front of me. So I'm not holding onto it. I'll just sit there and wait.
That's cool. So, Evan, tell me what you would like to do when the town guard arrive with the merchants.
I'll stand up and have my spear, unless they say drop your weapon, obviously, then I put it down, and I'll offer the town guard the bag, and I'll tell them that coming into the situation, it was a hostile situation. We didn't want any hostilities. We didn't want a fight to break out or whatever. Neither side could present any proof to the situation, so we just had to end it and tell them to fetch the town guard so that the situation could be resolved. However, as soon as they left, the girl admitted to stealing the purse, and I had witnesses for it, and so in that, I collected the purse from her to return to his proper owner.
Excellent. Okay, so you can roll your influence skill, unless there's another skill that you would like to use instead of that you would like to argue for. And then what we'll do is that if you're successful, then we will say that the town guard believes it, and that's it. If you're not successful, then
Get hanged.
They will become, and depending how badly it's badly it is unsuccessful will be how curious of you and maybe the party the town guard becomes. So rather than immediately throwing you in irons because you are actually giving them something back, it would almost be like, almost like giving you a tally onto them to say, all right, that's your first strike.
Right,
So
I'll keep an
this,
eye on this, guys.
yeah. So off you go. Roll away.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna do influence, and if I roll this based on that, what you just said, the description, is there the opportunity to use luck if it totally fails?
Oh, of course, yeah. Always,
Okay. I didn't know if it was like this.
always opportunity to use luck.
Here we go.
Just don't fail.
Okay, well that was a fail. I'm just gonna use the point of luck to re-roll that then.
Yeah, cool.
Here we go.
Do you have
And
any?
then, wait,
do you
do I
have
have
any?
another left?
You don't. You can't use multiple.
more
Oh,
than
you
one.
can't! Dang it!
No. So okay then. So yes, it's sort of like the merchant takes back his pouch and sort of like says to the town guard, "I will be counting this just to let you know because I knew exactly how much was in this purse." And the town guard sort of like says, "Well, because you've handed it back and wouldn't say
As he takes it, I want to make sure that I apologize to him and be like,
yeah."
I'm sorry that I was in the wrong here.
He sort of like says, "I don't know whether or not the merchants are happy, but we're going to be keeping an eye on you and your dog and the rest of you. You have to be careful, mate." And the merchants go off, and the town guard sort of like turns around to you and sort of like says, "Word of warning, you're obviously new to this town, but remember, money and power are the same thing in Lindowe." And they go off. Okay, how are you going to find the rest of them?
Well, I guess if I didn't get to talk to the guards before they leave, then I'll turn back to my dog and I'll be like, "This is a funny town, isn't it?" And then I'll pull out the Kleenex,
Yeah.
the parchment, the handkerchief.
Woof woof. Yeah. Let's see. I presume Juno has a tracking skill.
Gotcha. Is that really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, she has
Juno
a
does-
tracking skill of 70%.
Nice.
I'll hold it in front of her. I'll be like, "Let's go, Juno."
Roll it.
Oh wait, I'm rolling as Aaron. Juno, did that roll? What happened? Oh wait, I'm trying to modify it. Don't modify it. Roll it.
Yeah, so she sort of like sniffs and gets a whiff of Gully's scent. He's been around in Lindowe for quite a while, and in his robes, etc. And so eventually he sort of like heads off, and you meet up with the rest of them on this map. Got it?
Yep.
Aye, yep,
Yeah.
up top.
Yep. Now I'm quite.
Kinda toss the handkerchief back to Golian. Thank you, chap.
You
didn't use it, did you?
Twice. my dog took a poop on the way here. Didn't have any bags.
Oh my god.
No, I didn't use it.
Okay, so I'm quite happy for you to alter anything about the way you're coming through the slums at the moment. So if you'd like to change anything in the order, etc., then you're quite welcome to do that.
I'd like to be at the back near Bartleby, but if I put my character up there, it'll be off the map.
Yeah, so you can move the front rank further down if you wish, and then move people around.
I'm just moving that to create space.
Where's Giselle going?
Giselle can be wherever you wish.
Can she? Well, since she's leading, can she be at the front with Hengist?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. If we put Hengist forward one,
Mm-hmm. There we go. That
There you go.
and then put Giselle next to you.
we don't have control over it.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I'm trying.
I was thinking it was like Ben.
Yeah. It could be like Ben, but she'll never fill that void in my heart.
Okay.
You'll never replace him.
And Gulliver's going to come up behind. Oh, he's got Juno next to him.
Ooh.
He's going to keep putting his hand down and patting Juno on its back.
Is Juno? What's the order that's given to Juno at the present moment of time?
Hang out with the group.
Yeah, but is her order to follow Hengist? Because she's actually walking in front of you, or she's just told to keep on walking, and so she'll just keep, like dogs do, just
Just keep looking back, make sure that we're all walking together. Yep.
Okay.
Like that.
So we got okay, then we'll leave it like that. I'm going to say something out of DM mode now. Okay, so Mithras, as you know, is a very dangerous game. Okay, and I think you really need to be careful about people's roles. Okay, I'm really careful because, and I don't know whether or not he'll get cross with me telling him that. So, Gulliver, how many hit points do you have on an arm?
Ooh. Like 3.
3. So, a knife. You don't have any armor, don't you?
No.
So a knife can actually take your arm, make it incapacitated, can't it? A dagger or a short sword could knock it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So remember, hit points will take it down to 0. If you go down to minus the number of hit points that you've got on on a hit location, so Gully has 3. If he gets down to minus 3, then his arm is off. Okay, and I just need everybody to be aware how that leaf. I sent you a link about wounds, I think.
You did, yeah.
Yeah. So I just want people to be very, very much aware of that, so people understand, the danger of combat. Okay, then. So here we are, and are you happy for Giselle to lead you, or is there something else that you wish would like to do?
Well, unless she's up there on the front, and I mean, if she needs to give directions, and we need to almost like follow her, but we want to try to keep. I don't want her going too far ahead. I don't want her all of a sudden getting around the corner before we do, and then by the time we get around the corner, she's gone.
Yeah. So I'm just looking at the junction now. So can you see both corridors are single? So is it a case that you want her to go first? Or is it a case that you want somebody else to go first and her to direct that person? That's what I'm trying.
Somebody else is going to have
Probably
to
the
go
second
first
one.
and be directed.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely the second one.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine then. So we got to that location, and that's what I need to know. So whenever I get into that location, so she's going to tell you now to go first, to go straight ahead, to go south.
Okay.
So now, yeah. So if I'm just going to move you along to here, Hengist,
That's fine.
just so I can get.
That was just to let you know that I was going to go first.
That's brilliant.
Or Hengist was going first.
And can everybody now, because a lot of this is like single file once you get into the slums. So just so I know roughly where everybody is on the map.
Gulliver's going to be keeping a close eye on everything. He's going to be looking up at the sort of like the rooftops and stuff. He's been in the slums before, not of this particular town, but he knows the type of area that he's in. He used to do a bit of fencing, not fencing with a foil, but fencing of acquired goods when he was friends with Handy Jack, the one-handed busker, small-time thief.
Yeah.
So he's familiar with this type of environment.
Okay, so these.
Is there enough room for Juno to walk next to me?
Juno can actually sit on anybody else's square at the present moment in time. That's not a problem at all. The only thing is she can't fight in that position, so she has to be on her own square to fight. But she can actually walk on another person's square because of general size, and she's a doggy. So the slums are very sort of like they're very dark. They very dirty, very smelly. It's a kind of place that you wouldn't want to bring your mum. And there's various people sat in doorways, muttering. And as you come down, the people sort of like, you can see just behind you, Erin, is sort of like a cesspit of all sort of like toilet waste and garbage sort of like coming out in between two houses. And although we're looking from the top down, each of these houses has doors and windows, but they're not sort of like nice windows. They're all boarded up and sort of like battered, and it's almost like a place that even as you walk along with your boots, you sort of like hear that squelch as you walk along, and you feel that there is solid ground below your feet, but it's about through that much of sludge, so you're sort of like going along, and every now and again you'll find people slumped in doorways, and they're not begging or anything. It looks like they almost like live in those doorways. Bartleby, you're having a real a crisis here, because you've never been in this area, and you look at all the wonderful wealth that your temple has, in the main city of Lindowe, and then this is happening. You're sort of like really having problems, and every now and again the people sort of like nod at Giselle, and Giselle goes, "Hiya, Mac, you're doing all right. You're looking good there with one leg. Don't worry." And so sort of like carries on. So you come down. I'll reveal it for you, so you can see what's happening. You see that?
Gulliver wants to be sort of like taking notice of where he is and see whether or not he can actually match up any of the turnings or anything that he's made to anything on the map that they've seen.
Yeah, well, you have the map. You have the map in front of you, don't you?
Yeah.
So you can sort of like see that. So she's almost like memorized the map. But although every now and again she goes, "Let me just have a look at that. Oh yeah, I remember now." And off she goes again. And she sort of like says to you, she sort of like taps you on the back of the shoulder, Hengist, and says, "Take a left at the end."
Hengist does that. Hengist is sort of like walking at a steady pace, but sort of like keeping his wits about him, and his left hand is sort of like resting on the pommel of his sword, and he's got his shield on his back and that sort of thing. But he's not actually got his helmet with him. His helmet is back at his in his lodgings. Though he does have his shield with him this time.
The Hengist, as you come out there to the west, okay, it's just like a dead end. It's just sort of like houses. And she says, she leads up to you. She says, "Can you guess which way you're going?"
Hengist just carries on walking the opposite side, along the path.
Gully's going to make sure that she doesn't make a dash down this alleyway as they pass it.
Yeah, that's cool.
I can't move my doggy.
No, only Aaron can move the dog.
Oh.
But Aaron's just talking to me about my moral dilemmas here. Trying to talk up the church, but so much poverty. So much sludge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me and Bartleby are best back at the back, just chatting it up this whole trip.
Hengist, could you please make for me an evade roll?
Take that.
Yeah, you're sort of like, you're walking roughly sort of like where you are at the moment. And all of a sudden, from high up on the roof, falls like, it seems to be like a glass bottle. And it doesn't look like it's been chucked. It looks like it's just rolled off the top, and it comes straight down it, and you sort of like at the last minute your combat sense sort of like clicks in, and you move to just slightly to one side, and it smashes on the ground, and it sort of like goes through the slush and sort of like smashes. She says, you have to be careful for falling bottles in this place.
Angus will say. So it seems, giving a quick glance up to roughly where he thinks that the bottle rolled off the roof from.
Giselle turns to you, Gully, and she says, see that corridor down there?
Yes.
That goes to a cesspit. You know, when you do your doo-doos.
Oh.
If you want to go down, you know, we could wait.
No, it's fine. It doesn't smell too good down there. Well, this whole place doesn't smell too good.
Giselle sort of like turns around to the rest of you and says, anybody else need to, you know, do a business?
I think we would all prefer to find out where we're going. If we could just hurry it up.
Okay then, she says, let's carry on. Let's move you down.
Going to keep an eye out above for falling bottles.
If you just go, yeah, that's right, Hengist. Just go to where you would be, and then I can reveal what else you can see further up. Ooh.
So about there then is where Hengist will sort of stop and wait.
Yeah,
for his
no,
next sort of instruction.
sorry, just go back to where you were. Yeah, because I'm going to reveal what's further up ahead of you,
Okay.
because you'll be able to see that then. Okay, what I need you to do as you're walking up this road, I need Gulliver and I need Aaron to make evade rolls.
Hey, that's one of my better skills. Yes.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
I thought that was mine. I was like, all right.
Okay, so as you're walking down here, as you get up to here, Gulliver, can you see where Bartleby is at the moment?
Yeah.
That is where another bottle rolls off and lands, and you sort of like sense it coming down and just sort of like move out the way.
Do I see it?
No, you literally, I mean, you see it coming down, and I think that's what makes you able to get out the way, because
Is
you're
it a liquor bottle?
yeah, like something like it's been holding something, some kind of liquid, maybe posh wine or something like that. Maybe
Right.
just sort of like grog.
It's not like a flask of. It's not like a flask. It's more of a bottle.
Yeah, and because you've seen one come over the side already with Hengist, you're sort of like ready for this, and there's sort of like it comes just when you're with Bartleby at that time, and you sort of like looking around, and it just sort of like goes down. You manage to move out the way, and it crashes onto the ground. And Aaron, yours happens here as you pass this spot. And it comes, and because you've been talking to Bartleby, you know, you probably not so much aware, and so the it sort of like comes down, and this. Oh, sorry, hang on, that's wrong. Ignore that. Can you see that?
Yeah, it says hits the abdomen.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Inwills just punched me.
Hits you in your 19.
Hits you in the average of the combat veteran.
I was going to ask, where is
Head.
that?
That is my head. That is
Yeah.
straight in the head.
So because these are coming straight down from the top, I'm rolling a 1d10 and adding 10 to it. So it's likely to get something up at the top of your body rather than something down on your legs or something like that. Do you have any armor in the position?
I do, 1.
Yeah. So
My fur hood.
right. So you take you take 3 points of damage. So the 1 is absorbed by your HUD, and then your head takes 2 points underneath it.
Alright.
And this sort of like crashes down onto your head. All your evade rolls, from now on, by the way, are very easy. Because you're all super aware that these bottles are rolling down onto you.
Cool.
Yeah, so another bottle sort of like rolls down from the opposite side. And Giselle sort of like turns around to you all. She says, "It's a dangerous place here, isn't it?"
Can we maybe hurry up a bit then?
I want to hold my club over my head now. And if I slip, I can kind of try and catch myself. Maybe, I don't know. This is gross sludge.
So yeah, Angus will walk to the edge here. Oh, where's the old boson? There it is. And then sort of like pause and look back, just like look over his shoulder at Giselle and go, "Which way now?"
She says, "Do you want to take the long route or the short route?"
The route where there's not lots of bottles falling on my head.
She says, "It's very strange that," she says, "I must be lucky." She says, "I'm not getting any bottles on my head. Or maybe they just like you." She says, short route or quick route?"
The quick route.
She says, "Fair enough," she says.
Hang on, the short route or the quick route? Why isn't the quick route short?
Route and quick route.
Giselle.
What?
You said, do we want the short route or the quick route?
Which
Why
route
isn't
do you
this-
want?
The one that gets us there.
The
Why-
quickest.
What are you playing at, Giselle?
No, she says, let's go right here then, Hangus. Oh, she doesn't call you Hangus, but she says, "Let's go right."
How about we do?
Will we move her? Where does she move to? I want to be on the same side as her so I don't get hit by bottles.
You know, switch. No. Okay.
Okay? Can you see the...
So yeah, Angus will follow the path down to about there then.
Yeah.
One
This
route.
part of the map.
Unless she stops him first to say we're here, he's going to carry on walking
No,
very steadily.
Say again, sorry, Bartleby.
I recognize this part from the map. We're getting really close, I think.
I recognise part of it, but
I remember the U shape on the map that was kind of like this. Who's holding the map?
I
Gully is.
have it. I recognise part of it, but according to this, it's a dead end ahead.
Is it a dead end or is it like just a covered area?
No, it's a dead end. It's a trap.
Jezebel. Is this a trap, Jezebel?
She says, "I wouldn't lead you into a trap."
Are you sure?
She says, "Just keep going." She says, "Take the next turning on your right." Yeah,
Angus gets there. Sorry.
that,
Go for it.
that's a covered thing. It's like a little arch, so you can actually get through it.
Well, she wants to be down here.
Oh, sorry,
It would
I'm
have been a
moving
lot better if it
Bartleby
was a-
then.
would have been a lot better if it was.
I was wondering. I was like, probably just took off.
Well, that's what I was wondering. I'm thinking, hey, typical. Comes to the getting close to it, and off he goes.
Possibly just vaults over everyone doing leapfrog.
He's like, I'm
Get to
tired
the
of being in the
second
back.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Angus he'll go past the walkway, seeing that there's a turning to the right, and not remembering the map at all. He's going to pause a little bit or hang a step.
She says, straight ahead.
Angus says thank you, and carries on walking ahead.
Gulliver's going to ask whether or not he's going to say, "Have you? Why is Bartleby ahead again?"
Trying to keep up with Hangus.
Taking off.
I thought we were just jumping with Hangus like jumpers.
Now,
And
where am I? Oh, I've got the dog.
you
I'm
get
trying to keep the dog near goalie. We were in an order, and I'm trying to keep that order as best I can. The dog just keeps getting squeezed up.
you get to this location, and Hengus, you suddenly realise that you are in a dead end. There's a building in front of you, and there's a building to the east of you and a building to the south of you. They both have doors. They both had doors, and they're not covered walkways. They're literally doors going into buildings.
Angus will turn to Giselle and say, I'm assuming this is the back entrance of the location that we asked you to take us. Otherwise, why? I'm assuming we're not going to walk through someone's house to get to our location.
She says, "I'm a bit lost." She says, "I'm not too sure where I am." Erin, you notice that Juno is suddenly extremely agitated, very, very agitated, and she seems to be looking around, and sort of like her ears are sort of like instantly pricked up, and she's sort of like gazing around it, and you can hear that she's got that she's got that low growl.
Okay.
You know, that's coming from her mouth, and she seems really sort of like concerned.
At that point, I want to call her to me. Juno, here. And I'm going to turn around and face this back that way, the way that we came from, with spear at the ready.
Yeah. Do you want
Something's
to move?
not right, gentlemen.
Do you want to move Juno as well?
Yeah, I can, sorry.
Aaron, what are you doing? She said she wasn't going to ambush us.
There.
Oh, make a perception roll now, please.
Oh, yeah, sure thing. I'll kind of look to Bartleby and I'll be like, I would not trust everything this woman has said. Something is here. Something is coming.
Giselle, is this true? Did you lie to me?
She says, "I wouldn't lie to the person who gave me a candle."
I succeeded. Formidable.
Yeah. So you can hear something coming down the tunnel. The corridor to the west. And from where you are at the present moment in time, you sort of like gaze round, and you can actually see something as well. And so imagine what's happened there. You can see something coming round the far side of the corridor, and when I say something, it's not just one of them, but you'll see one to start off with. But remember, in Mithras, everything's moving at quite a speed, and there seems to be hurtling round the far side this rather big, well, it's not a big dog, it tends to be a rather aggressive looking dog. You can see its coat is all tattered and all ragged and all almost like it's got scabies, etc. And it seems to be just sort of like charging round as if it's either been led to this point or it's been following something. And it charges round the corner towards you.
Do I recognize the breed? I guess you could say.
Yeah, roll your law.
Chihuahua.
Yeah, you figure it's some kind of a hunting dog, but it doesn't look a very nice hunting dog.
Are we rolling initiative?
Right. Okay then. So that is my question to you. This is my question to you now. Okay. So it's 7 minutes past 10. Okay. Do you want to roll initiative and do this combat, or do you want to leave it until next week? I hate it when people do that.
I'm happy to continue, but I'm happy either way as well.
How are the Americans?
It's 2 p.m. over where I'm at, so I can keep going.
Okay, you don't have anything else planned?
No.
Sado. Mr. Raff?
4 p.m. here. I mean, I should be fine for another combat.
Okay then.
Okay.
So let's do
I
it. Well,
can't.
what? So
No,
what?
we're fine.
So what I'll do is that we'll start the combat off, and if we find that it's lasting too long, then what we'll do is that
Kill off all our characters.
we'll stop it halfway. Okay, so let's have some initiative then.
Woo!
Oh, that's a bad roll.
Be right back.
Ooh, that's a bad roll.
Hello. Hello.
I'm here still.
Is
here.
it me
No,
you're
I'm sorry.
looking for?
Look at your
Nice.
poor rolls.
I know, it was awful, wasn't it?
Okay, right. I won't put anything on till then. Okay, so this is round one, combat round one, turn one. Sorry. So keep an eye on your action points, please, guys. As we go through. Let me just put this up. And then I'm ready, and I just need to check. I think we've got 6 APs. Yeah. Okay, so I'm heading off first. So first thing that we do, I think you're about 8 meters away. Yeah. So the first thing that happens is that the dogs move.
Jesus!
It's a big one.
Yeah, so they just come up
King doggy!
big, but then they click down into size. Okay, so that's what you can see at the moment. So they all come charging round the corner. They're snarling. Aaron, you can see that there's saliva dripping from their mouths. They don't look too healthy, to say the least. And that is their turn one done. So Aaron, you're up.
Alright. I'll call it out to the group. I'll be like, a wild dog pack. They look hungry. I've got my spear. At this point, I'm going to move here.
Yep.
So that way I'm not blocking this alley. I'm going to command Juno to attack. And prepare for my next turn.
Okay, excellent. Gulliver, you're up.
What's next to Gully? Is there any doorway or anything like that?
Yeah. If you want to get
Okay.
inside something, then you probably can. You can actually see where the doorways are if you look closely on your map.
There's one here.
Yeah, and can you see where the other two are on that side?
Is there one there?
Yeah. Can you see where there's a slight ridge?
Yeah.
Those are the doorways.
All right. Okay.
Is there one there then?
No, there's not
No.
one there.
There's one there though.
No, that's the peak of the house.
Right.
There's one there.
Yeah. Oh, there's one there. Sorry.
There's
yeah.
one
And
there.
then there's one there.
There's one there, and there's yeah.
Okay, so Gulliver wants to try the door to go through.
Yeah, so the doors are not locked in any way, so you can go into the building, not a problem. Okay, Juno happens on 14, so if she can attack, so if you move her movement, she can come into if she can move to the square in front of you.
Yeah. Just debating. Can my spear reach?
No, you still have to be.
I would have to be next to it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
if anything comes past, she is now attacking that dog. So you can move
Yeah.
through those squares, but you can't land on those squares. So you can move round to here on your next movement. Okay, but you can't fight from where you are at the moment.
Right.
Is she moving to that space?
No, I'm thinking that it should go here with
Okay.
me and probably just be sitting there like snarling, ready to pounce.
Okay, that's cool. Bartleby, you up?
This is kind of a weird question, and feel free to just say I wouldn't know this or be able to do this. I want to cast a prayer on Hengist, but only if I saw he was coming at me, and I saw we have the same initiative, so I thought maybe I might get an impression of what he might be doing, or maybe if I could act after him in this case. That'd be possible.
Hengist, well, you can actually, if you wish. What are you casting a spell?
I was gonna do the prayer of protection, and if he was coming towards me, I wanted to tag him with it. You know,
Yeah,
You
so-
can cast a spell and hold it.
That's what I was going to say. So you can actually cast a spell and then hold it until he passes, and then touch him.
as like a reaction.
Yeah, but your only spellcasters can do that. So you can hold it
Okay.
to whenever you want to actually release it. So think about spellcasting as preparing or casting it and then releasing it. So what you're doing, what basically you're saying to me is that you're casting the spell but holding it until you want to cast it. So if Hengist comes past you, you can say, as Hengist moves past me, I cast a spell on him. And then it will be released at that point. So that's
Okay.
absolutely fine.
So I would roll it right now. Then I'm gonna pray to Amriel for the ability. To
Yeah,
not
don't
have
roll. Don't
hurt.
roll your.
Oh no.
Yeah, don't roll it yet, because if you're holding it, because what I don't want you to do, not that you would, but to change your action, just because. So what you're holding that spell now. It's a protection one that you're going to cast.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Hengist, what are you going to do?
Hengist was going to turn to Giselle and ask, the doorway that Gully's just gone through, does it lead anywhere, or is it just an empty to the back of a house, or does it lead through to another street?
Okay, so you can have that conversation with Giselle. Giselle sort of like says, "Oh, I think it's probably a house." Okay, but that's all she says at that moment. Okay, so coming back, this is combat turn 2. Okay, so this is when dogs come into action. So this is a to hit roll. This is going to attack you, Aaron. Yeah.
Wait, they get to move and attack?
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, so they'll just okay. Yeah, so they'll move. The
I
other
stayed
one-
one. It's like, wait,
Yeah.
I stayed one space away on purpose.
No,
No.
that's a good point. Yeah, so he'll move there. That one will move there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one is moving through your space. as he's coming through. So the dogs will all move on round 2. Yeah, cool. Turn 2, sorry.
Wait, so they're just running by me?
Yeah, because you can run past. That's what I said earlier on, wasn't it? You can run past.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Now I'm curious. Like, are they not after me? Maybe they're after.
Well, the
someone.
one in front is after you, and
Oh, okay, okay.
the one next
The
to
one
you
here's going to hit Juno, and this one's going to
come further around. Yeah.
I was thinking maybe
Exactly.
they were hunting.
Yeah, Aaron, it's your go.
All right. In that case, I will attack. My question is, at this point, we had discussed it. I was changing towards the long spear. My question is do I still have? Are we still going with that? I have the hammer, or are we going with that? I have the long spear?
No, you've changed it to your long spear. Yeah. So
Okay, that's just what I wanted to double check. Okay. Well, then I'm gonna roll to hit first, and then I'm gonna have to change this over just to make sure that I am
Yeah. So roll to hit first.
using the right weapon. Okay. On
Yeah.
standard.
So that hits. So this is so the dog fumbles its parry. So
we still can't see those rolls in Wills. I didn't know whether or not you
you won't be able to.
Yeah,
no, that's
fine.
why I'm telling it to you. Yeah. So the dog fumbles its parry, so therefore you will hit it and you will get 2 specials.
2 specials. Okay.
So specials first and then locations.
Okay.
And remember to roll, and guys, all of you, remember to roll a d20 because the locations will be different. Don't use the hit location button.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I don't even know where that button is.
You have to click on your character, and then it's in the top left.
So specials first.
Oh, specials first. Dang it. Sorry. I have to pull up the specials page. I'm trying to remember. So my spear comes with impale, so I'll use impale, and then what does impale do exactly? Just so I'm clear.
So you with impale, you stick it into the beast, okay, and then you roll your damage twice, and then you take the biggest one, and then on the next round you have an option. The next turn you have an option. You either leave it in there, and any of the beast's rolls is 1 level harder, or you use a brawn roll to pull it out, and if you pull it out, then I think it does half damage as it comes out.
Okay. In that case, I mean, that sounds great, but I could just go max damage, right?
Yes, you
do
could.
both.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna do max damage.
Is max damage a normal or a critical?
Oh, it might be critical. I'm pulling it up right now. I was kind of stalling. Okay, so max damage is a critical, so I won't do max damage. I can do any of the blue ones, correct? Green ones are critical, or yellow. Okay, I got you. Yellow is critical. Dash I can't do. Okay, I can do bleed.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I'll do impale and bleed.
Okay, cool. Okay, so you need to so that's going into its right front leg. Yeah. So
Okay.
do some damage now. So
All
roll
right.
your damage twice, and we take the highest one.
VL. Okay. Rolling now. There's 1, and there's 2. I'll take the 10.
Yeah. So that'll take the 10. Yeah. Yeah. So you whack your long spear into its front right leg as it comes round, charging towards you, and it sort of like goes straight into its leg, and it just hits the top of the bone, and just sort of like immediately sort of like severs it off quite nicely with the 10 points of damage. And what was your original roll?
Original roll?
51.
51, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it sort of like turns it up, and it falls prone. It looks it's still conscious. It's still conscious, but it's prone on the floor, obviously, because one of its legs is off. So that's that's your attack done. Yeah, excellent. So this is Gulliver. You're up.
Looking to its left, can Gulliver see any...
Could you do north, south, east, and west? Because I never know which way your token's facing.
Sorry,
yeah.
North. Looking to his north, which is up towards where Juno is. Can he actually get through that way?
No, the house stops. Let's make me see that I'm on the right thing. The house stops here.
Right.
And goes...
Can he see this door or...
Yeah, so that seems to be... So if I draw on for you, the house that you're in is literally like that.
Right.
Can you see that? Yeah, so it's got 2 doors. You figure there's probably another one before the first door, then another one further up. Yeah, so that's your door. So what would you like to do?
Gulliver's going to cast his folk magic spell, but he's not going to. He's going to hold it.
Okay, what spell are you casting?
He's going to cast. He's going to cast this one.
Yeah. Okay, then that's fine. Yeah. Okay then. So that's Gulliver. So Juno. Juno can attack the dog underneath if she wishes.
Yeah. Turn on that one as it goes to run by. Rolling attack now. Success is standard.
Yeah, hang on. Let me just bring up my hunting dog. Oh, she that one fumbles as well.
I'm okay with that.
That's 2 fumbles. So Juno has Juno is hit and she'll have 2 specials.
Okay. She'll use choose location exposed area. Go for the neck, as a fighting dog would.
Yeah. So head then. Yeah.
Head, yeah.
Yeah. Or 4 quarters. It's up to her.
Yeah. I suppose head. Trying to get that, because dogs will go for the neck. And then grip will be the other one.
Cool.
So I already did choose location, so I don't have to roll location, correct?
Yeah. So I just need damage first.
All right. Rolling damage. 4.
4. Cool. Therefore, I need to roll this one. Yeah. So yeah, it goes right the way. It sort of like clamps onto the dog's neck and sort of like pierces in. It's still up, but obviously it's now gripped in a fond embrace with Juno there. Right, and now we're down to Bartleby. So Bartleby, you've got this spell now. Okay, so it's ready to cast. So you have a choice. You can either cast it, or you can use the action, which is hold magic, which means you can just hold. You can use your action just to hold that magic, and not let it go yet.
Yes, I'm going to hold magic because I firmly believe that Hengist is going to be coming around the corner at any moment.
He's having a conversation.
He's going to wrap it up any minute, and I want to.
I can totally see Bartleby.
He's asking Giselle out for a meal. You know?
I can totally see Bartleby over there, like looking at this dog running towards him, looking at Hengist talking to a woman. He's like, "Come on, man! I know you're gonna get over here."
And Hengist, it's your movement. Oh, it's your turn. Sorry.
So yeah, Hengist at this point, seeing sort of like over top of Giselle's head and past Bartleby, seeing the dog bearing down on him, he will sort of like move up towards the dog. He's not got a weapon out or anything yet. But he's also going to, as he goes past Bartleby, he's going to call out he's going to say to him, keep an eye on Gully and the girl.
Okay, so Bartleby, this is when you cast your protection spell now.
This is when I go from mumbling a prayer to myself to just yelling that, and Amriel will protect you too, and place both my hands on him very lightly. I swing, but just light touch. See if that's the magic. Do I roll now then?
Yes, you roll to see whether or not it comes
magic.
off. And it certainly does. So
Bars will be on form tonight.
so let's put your
We've got 2 new converts.
let's put your little shield up. There you go. So you'll have that 1d3 if and when you need it. So that's that movement there. Okay then. Turn 3. Who's still got?
My doggy and goalie.
Oh, Hengist does.
Yeah, Gulliver does.
Yeah. Okay then. So my dog will go first. So this dog is going to run through to here. Okay. Now it doesn't actually need to make an evade roll because it's not actually in combat. So it just sort of like comes through you. But Hengist, if you would like to take a sweep at it, a swipe at it, then you can do, but it will be hard as it runs past you.
Angus is going to try it anyway. He's going to try it a kick because obviously he hasn't got a weapon else or anything.
Okay, so
that's unarmed.
Yeah.
Nope.
No. Okay then. So that dog number 3 will get to there. That's dog number 3's movement done. And next will be Gulliver. I think Gulliver, you still.
Where's this dog heading for?
It doesn't know you there. It looks like it's either going for Giselle or Bartleby. At the present moment in time, it looks like it's going for Giselle.
Okay, as it comes through the doorway,
It's not coming through the doorway. It's heading
as it runs past
the doorway. Yeah.
Gulliver obviously sees that it's not Juno, points at it with his fingers crossed, and he points at it and says, "Evit!" and casts his spell.
Cool. That was held, wasn't it? Yeah.
It
Cool.
was indeed, folk magic.
Wow.
It is allowed a resist. For
Yeah, it's endurance, isn't it? Yeah. Which it succeeds on. So, yeah. So
Story of Gulliver's life.
I know. So that's cast spell. And Juno has an attack.
Juno's still gripping down on this, so would its attack it would just be dealing damage, yeah?
I don't think so. Does grip continue to do damage?
Or does it just maintain the hold? Is that all?
I put it on Juno's character, so you know this.
Yeah, it provides the opponent opening hand to hold the opponent, preventing them from being able to change weapon range or disengage from combat. The opponent may attempt to break free on his turn, requiring an opposed roll of either brawn or unarmed against whichever of the 2 skills the gripper prefers. If the grip victim wins, they manage to break free.
Yeah. So basically, what your dog now is doing is holding this other dog in the place, so it can't do anything. It can't withdraw from anything. It doesn't get any extra damage. But on my next roll, I can try to rip myself away from your dog's hold. As that, so your dog will continue to grip on its action. And I think that Hengist. Oh no, you've done yours, haven't you, Hengist?
He kicked.
Yeah, kicked. Okay, brilliant. So that's the end of combat round 1. So we're going into combat round 2, and we're going back to turn 1. Doggies go first. Right, so my one on the floor is still actually conscious, but so it's going to try to have a bite at you, Aaron, but its roll will be, it's going to be probably Herculean to actually get onto you. Well, guys, would you prefer to see these rolls?
No, it doesn't matter, but I can remember last time you were saying that there seemed to be some issue because we weren't seeing them, and you said, I've got them whispering me. That's the only reason I said that we couldn't see it.
I think what I did was that on the first rolls, I didn't want people to know what they were, what the creatures were. You know, so I made them whisper to me. But now you know what these are, so
I'm fine with not seeing it.
Can you see that one now?
Yeah, we see that.
Yeah,
I noticed when I rolled Juno's, it whispered to you, so I turned it off on his character sheet.
Yeah, that is because it made a perception roll to me earlier on.
Oh, gotcha.
Because I rolled it, and then it turned. That was when it said, when I said that its ears picked up and something had happened because it made the perception roll. And so that's why it knows. So yeah. So dog 1 tries to attack but fails. This is dog 2 who will try to pull away. What skill must it make?
It was
unarmed or brawl, I think it was.
Yeah, brawned or unarmed, whichever of the 2 skills the gripper prefers. So it's against mine. So I want him to have to use.
You don't. They don't have unarmed. They only have brawn, so they have to use brawn. Yeah. Yeah, it fails with that. So that dog is still held in that grip. And then where's dog 4? Oh, 3, sorry. Dog 3 is going to take a bite at Giselle and misses. So 96. Yeah, so that's
Part of me laughing.
so that's they're done on 21. So this is 6. So it's you, Aaron, next.
Yeah.
Why have you got 0.5s? I've never seen that coming up before.
It's because of the it's a percentages. It's 1/8 or something, isn't
right.
it? Yeah.
At this point, since that one's down, I'm gonna turn. Can I can hit this one?
What
This
is
one here?
your dog is attached to it at the present moment in time?
Yeah, at the
There
neck.
would be
so
a chance that you would hit the dog,
Correct.
your own dog.
even in melee.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, that's good to know.
I think you got to remember that it's not sort of like stationary. They're probably rolling around, and Kuno's got it by the throat, but this other one's sort of like trying to get out. So they're rolling on the sort of like, like they do
Floor.
when they-
Yeah.
Yeah, I
They're
got
not.
you.
They're sort of like stood like that. They're rolling all over the place, and the other dog's trying to get out the way. I mean, you can try. It'd be like an attack into a missile fire into melee. So anything into melee, and Bartleby has the same, don't you, Bartleby? If you're trying to touch into melee, it's a hard
I'm just
roll.
trying to think of
Yeah.
what the benefit of gripping is, because now we can't do it. I mean, like we can't really do anything. So gripping wasn't really very smart. It's not a very useful
Well,
thing.
it's to do stuff like pin a weapon or to stop something moving. For example, if that dog was going to go to would be after Bartleby,
Yeah,
you
you
would have
would
issued the
Bartleby,
command to
but
grip.
we'll do that.
You would
You
grip
have
it,
got there. Or if it had a sword in its hand, you could have said, choose location, arm, grip
it.
and therefore it couldn't use that anymore.
So it's a typical like a police dog when it comes with you as a knife and the dog grips that arm and it can't attack with that arm anymore because it's got a dog on it.
So let me ask this: can I delay my action and command Juno to release? And once Juno has released on their turn, can I attack?
Okay. I mentioned this in Discord a while back and told everybody to make sure they looked at it. There's no delay action in
Oh,
Mythras.
is that what it said?
No,
It
yeah,
We can hold spells,
and that's
which
it.
is
Or dither.
Diver is just do nothing and cost your
Do
action
nothing.
point.
So you can if you wish. You can if you wish dither and use a free action and tell Juno to release, and that would be your action.
No. I mean, I can't really do much from there. Then I'm just gonna attack this one. Then
Cool. Go for it.
get rid of it.
You also going to do the command though?
To release? Well, yeah, I guess release because then Hengist is right there, so Hengist can protect them. So yeah, I'll command Juno to release, and I'll attack the one next to me.
Yeah, go for it.
Make sure that I'm rolling this all correctly.
So yeah, this is an automatic hit, but we just need to see whether or not you're going to crit with it. That's all I need to see.
So rolling.
No, okay then. So this
crit.
is a hit, so you get an automatic one special with it.
Okay. I will use, since it's already down on the ground, I'll use impale.
Yeah, cool.
Wait, didn't I use impale last time? And you were saying I had an option to like pull it out or something.
Yeah, but you tore the leg off.
Oh, so I didn't even have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Come on,
okay,
pay
so-
attention.
Over
Trying to make sure that I'm caught up on this. Okay, so there's 1, there's 2. I'll use the 11 on that one.
Okay, so you go doing
I have
that.
to roll. I have to roll the location. Yeah.
Yeah, you certainly do.
Okay, 1d20. Right there for you. I got an 8.
8. So that's in its 4 quarters. That takes it down to minus that. It needs to roll that. Yeah, so you whack it into the 4 quarters of this dog, and the pure shock of the system, the dog just falls unconscious altogether.
I could totally see him just like twirling his spear, holding it straight up.
Yeah.
So,
So your spear's in there still. So next round you'll have to yank it to get it out. Gulliver, you're up.
Gulliver again is going to cast a spell, pointing with his fingers crossed, 2 fingers crossed at this dog that's just taken a bite out of Giselle. He's going to say, "Noit Persid!" and cast a spell.
Ooh, new spell.
Ooh.
calling them names.
Hits.
Comes off, but it all depends on whether or not.
Oh, I know what
think
this is.
You've got endurance again.
Which one is that? That's 3, isn't it?
Ooh.
Hunting dog
Oh God.
fails.
You failed a roll.
So I need hit location, then damage. 11. This comes off in his front leg. And damage, please. 2 points.
Nice.
Excellent. Tell me what it looks like.
It doesn't look like anything. It's just well, it probably does look like something. I'll think of what it's going to look like.
Okay then. But obviously the dog yelps as something sort of like cracks in his leg, but it's absolutely fine at the moment. It's still up for attack. Juno, doggy is up.
So Juno would release, and I'm curious, does that cost an action point?
It certainly does.
Okay, so releasing.
So that's it. So this dog is now not gripped. Excellent. And that's Juno. Bartleby, you're up.
I'm gonna swing my club down, screaming something like ah!
Yeah, you miss.
Can I luck that? Can I roll a luck for it? For a reroll?
Yes, of course you
To
can.
be honest with you, Battleby, you're going to need more than luck.
Oh yeah. And with a second swing, I'm gonna try this again. Did it roll? Oh no!
So you sort of like go to swing with your club, and even with all the luck in the world, you still whack the side of the house, which is probably what you can generally hit with your club.
He's probably like, bam, bam.
So that's brilliant. So yeah, so miss. And Hengist, you're up.
He's dead. We can't hear you, Hengist.
That's a fascinating story. Thank you for sharing that.
Your mic's not muted, but we can't hear you.
Hengist is going to draw his sword and then use his free action to shout to Gully, "Gully, keep an eye out. There's a dog going your way." Because he doesn't know that you guys he's got his back to you guys, so he can't see you.
Okay,
He's over there, like,
fantastic.
combating with it.
So this is that's turn 2 now, please, guys. This dog ahead is now released, isn't it?
Yes.
Ahead, yeah. So it will take a nasty chunk, or try to take a nasty chunk, out of the dog that's just held it in its mouth for such a long time. But tries to take a snap at Juno, but Juno's far too quick and sort of like sidesteps it very quickly. And then the one in front of Giselle snaps at Giselle. Giselle seems to have no weapons, She's just sort of like trying to avoid this dog and trying to push it away all the time.
I'm the threat here. to that dog.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It doesn't actually. You missed it.
I know.
Yeah, I thought if you do actually make contact or you kick it or something, then it might do. It might actually turn on the next turn to fight Gulliver, because that it doesn't really know where that's come from at the moment. So, and Aaron, you're up.
Aaron is going to withdraw the spear from the carcass of the hound.
I think it's a brawn
And,
action, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Okay. So you want me to roll brawn then?
Hang on, I'm sure it's.
Have a look at the specials.
It is a brawn roll, yeah, to get you if you've impaled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unopposed.
Wow, my brawn so. Damn.
Yeah, so you yank it out of the the dogs. Yeah, no.
Okay, thank God.
No problem at all.
Can you imagine me being over there?
Well, I'm making it a little bit easier. I'm making it a little bit easier for you because it's got one leg missing and half its hindquarters, 4 quarters missing. So you should be able to put your foot on it, which is actually helping you the roll and then pulling it out. But if it was alive, it would be a standard roll or even a hard roll. Gulliver, you're up.
Gulliver once again is going to cast another spell.
Cool.
This time he's going to again point at it with his wings crossed, and he's going to say "Erit" and try to cast that spell again.
Oh, you want to roll now?
I know. No, it's your rolls that are doing the. It's an endurance.
Yeah.
No, you got it.
Yeah, it succeeds. Okay then.
Yeah.
Juno's turn.
Juno is going to snap at this. Wapa! Oh wait, that's damage. Don't ignore that. Ignore that. Wapa! That's what I meant to do.
Ooh.
That hits.
There we go. There we go. Okay.
It's a happy mistake.
And the other dog parries it.
Oh.
And Bartleby, you're up.
Okay, time to really kick it up into high gear. I'm going to raise it above my head, the club, and just swing down. I already know what my special's going to be.
Yes.
Wow.
You actually.
No, bring it. No, try and evade me, dog.
No, the dog can't because it doesn't know you're there.
Oh.
So because it's hitting from behind, so you need your special and your hit location. Your special first, then your hit location.
Bartleby's such a wallflower. The thing just ran by him. Doesn't even care. Doesn't even notice him.
I would like to use bash. I'm deliberately trying to knock this dog down, and I guess since I'm swinging down, I really want to. It's not as much of a pushover; it's a knockdown. So yeah, bash.
Cool.
And then damage or no, the location.
Hit location first.
12, right on its filthy 12.
Right on its. That's actually its front leg, which I don't think you're going to be able to get. So I'm going to say it's going to be its hind quarters, which I think is the nearest one to you. So I need to know what does bash do? That's 2 points. Thank you.
Knocks it back 1 meter per 3 points.
Yeah.
Knocks it back what, sorry?
1 meter per 3 damage points.
So how many damage points? So it's going to knock it back 1 meter per 3. So it's going to knock it down back 1 meter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it will go into there. Giselle will roll an athletics roll. Scores a 10, as you can see. So actually manages to. Does it go prone, the dog?
No, if the recipient is forced backwards into an obstacle, which
Yeah.
I don't know whether it knows. They must make a hard athletics or acrobatic skill roll to avoid falling or tripping over.
Okay, yeah, so this is the dog's yeah, so that dog is now prone.
Woo! Oh, this is a very special moment.
Yeah,
It is.
it's a very special moment. Okay. Right. Let me go back to my Thank you for that, Gully. And that's Bartleby's attack. Excellent. And Hengist, you're up.
So yeah, Hengist is now going to attack the back of this dog that's attacking Juno.
Yeah, go for it.
Take a crit.
Oh my gosh. Our rolls this game.
Yeah, so that would be 2 specials on this dog 3.
So yeah,
Dog 2,
he's going to do choose location and max damage.
Okay.
He wants to go for the hindquarters.
Hindquarters, that seems fair, yeah.
Yeah, and because he's using his sword, his max damage is 10. Do you want me to roll it or
No,
just
no,
take
that-
it? Because
that's
it's
fine.
1d8 plus 2.
That would be 10. That be that as that. So he will roll that. Yeah, the dog, its hindquarters collapses on it. It still seems to be conscious, but it is prone on the ground. You just sort of like crushed. You sort of like bring your sword down. You just hear the pelvis of the dog just crack underneath it, and its legs go sort of like strange ways, and it sort of like comes down onto the floor. Hunting, is that everybody? That's everybody done, isn't it?
Hang on, and then Hengist wants to use his free action to call out over his shoulder to Bartleby, because obviously he's got his back to him. So, where's the dog that ran past me?
Okay, so this is turn 3. Right, let me just check. That dog's dead. That one's right. So this one takes its action to stand up. That one's can't stand up or do much at all. And Gulliver, you've got an action, I think.
Okay, so Gulliver wants to try to get this dog's attention as well. So he's going to go back to the first spell, no, the second spell that he's cast, and he's going to point at it, and he's going to say, "Don't purse it."
Off
See
you go.
whether or not this one works, because the other one's absolutely pants.
Yes.
Works.
Ooh.
Your resist is based on endurance. Yeah,
Yep.
you get it.
Okay. No worries. Right, and
I need a sword.
you need. That's the thing with endurance. If it's hitting anything that's high, the magic's quite. Juno still has an action.
Yep, Juno's gonna take this, just try and snap out at this one that has just been sliced. Can I use one of Juno's luck points there?
Does Juno have luck points?
Yeah, did they restart at the beginning of the session?
Yeah.
Okay, then that would, Juno has 4, so that would bring her down to 3.
Yeah.
So that would mean I'm just gonna reverse it to a 28.
Yeah, that's cool.
And see if you evade or right.
No, I'm prone on the floor.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
You
so
can't say. So you're just seeing to see whether or not you've got crits or not. So you've got 1 crit,
okay, so
1 special. Sorry,
1 special and special first, then location.
always. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna do my special as choose location. I'm gonna go for the head again.
Okay. That's,
The neck location and roll 3 damage.
and that there's a horrific crunch as the head gives way, and that dog dies. And Hengist, I think you've still
so
got a roll
Hengist
left.
does. Hengist does, yeah. So Hengist, not waiting for a response from Bartleby, is going to turn, and he's going to make his move through, move past, barge past Bartleby to end up sort of like behind the second dog.
Yeah,
that's
as a
attacking Giselle.
movement. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
cool. Okay, so that's the end of combat round 2. So Gully, Aaron, and Bartleby, you need to make endurance rolls.
I would love to. I boosted my endurance so much. So
Me
much.
too. I mean,
No, come on, another one in the 90s, and we'll be pleased.
Can I use a luck point?
You can if you've got if you've got one left.
I have a total of 1 left now.
Actually, I want to use a luck point on mine too.
To re-roll yours, Aaron.
Yeah, reroll. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I
will
don't
right
want to
now.
use a luck point.
Nope,
No.
didn't help. I wasted both my luck points.
Yeah. So Aaron and Gully, you are now winded. Bartleby, you're still going strong as we go into combat round 3. And the this dog actually turns round because something hit him from behind, if you remember, Bartleby.
Yeah.
And turns round, but the person who's there, Hengist, is you. So
Yep.
it actually attacks you.
Bring it on. Well done, Bartleby.
Yeah, hits.
Hengist is going to try and parry that with his blade.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, that's a parry. So that's fine. Aaron, you're up.
Can't get to him, so Aaron will. I think Aaron would just go on to watch, wait, just in case more dogs come or anything. He
Okay.
can't get down there or anything, so he'll just be on guard.
That's fine. Gulliver, you're up.
Gully is going to try another spell.
Oh yes, you cast it.
Nice.
No.
Didn't. Oh, it's because it's
Oh
hard.
no, it's hard.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, no. I'm going to have no magic points left by the end of this.
I know.
Oh, don't sound sad.
No, I'm not sad. I've only used 5.
You're all right. I know. Gulliver,
I've done
right.
2 points of damage.
Juno, you're up.
All right, Juno. You said that they can run by in these areas. Can Juno be there and attack or no?
The only place that Juno can get is here.
Oh, well, that wouldn't help much. I guess at this point, Juno has not been hit. I guess Juno would just be on guard with me and just kind of sticking by my
Okay.
side.
And Bartleby, you're up.
Goalie, reach out your hand. Can I reach his hand if we both reach? I don't know if he's actually gonna do it, but I want to reach out.
Hold my hand!
It's important, goalie. Reach out for my hand.
Does in Lindowe is there such thing as a high five?
Pull my finger!
You could.
I don't know whether or not I can reach your hand.
You could actually. Well, you can actually hit combat across diagonal lines, but you
Would
can't.
I be able to, I wouldn't be able to do it as an action though.
But you would have to. It would be hard, just the same as Aaron hitting the dog. The alternative is for Bartleby to move into the same room as you, to move through and land in there, and then do something next round.
Is there space in there?
Well, you can actually move through people, can't you? So you can actually sort of like move through to there.
Perfect. I want to go right there. Excuse me, goalie.
Yeah. And sort of like come through and as he dives in.
Reach out, touch. Never mind, I'll just come to you. It's cool.
And
This might be
Hengist, you're up.
Hengist is attacking this dog.
Cool.
As this is a feral dog. I got 16.
Yeah, that's a hit, isn't it? You've hit.
It is, yeah.
So he's going to. He fails his parry. So
Can I get those rolls on my spell visit?
I know.
He's saving them for Hengist, that's why.
I got a 1.
Special then location.
Hengist is going to use bleed, and then you want 1d 20. Oh no, 1d 20.
17 is on his head.
Nice. And then
damage.
Damage 5.
That takes it down to that. He needs to make an endurance roll. And fails that and passes unconscious.
And then Hengist is going to use his free action to call to Gully and say, "Gully, what's in the room? What's in the building? Is there a way out?"
Chairs.
Yeah, it just seems to be like a living room. And Giselle says, she sort of like says, quickly she says, through the room. You need to go through that room.
Gully's going to see whether or not this door's open.
Yeah, it is open.
Okay, so he's going to open the door, but he's going to have a look out before he goes.
Yeah, it just seems to be... Oh, sorry, you can't see it, can't you?
Sorry, are we still in combat, or can anyone do anything?
No, you can finish off the dog if you wish. The dog in front of you is only unconscious. It's not actually dead. But Aaron, there's no other dogs coming from your end at all.
Sweet.
Hengist
I'll join them.
Hengist is going to ignore the dog and say, "Come on, Aaron, let's go through." Well, come, Aaron. We're going through the room.
Aye.
And-
I'll follow him at that point.
And you should, when you come out the other side, it should look somewhat familiar to you.
What's this bit here? Is it a manhole cover?
Well, yeah, that is
grate.
what appears to be like a trap door, and the
Which bit is this bit here?
yeah, like
Or this bit?
this part, the one that looks like a grate.
Oh, right, yeah, like a grill.
Yeah, it is a like a grate, and he sort of like says, she sort of like says, "I told you so. That's where your ex is."
Oh, I didn't want to visit my ex.
And you, if you look at your map, it is indeed in that position.
Ooh, shiny. Where's the shiny?
Gully's,
No, doesn't say
Gully's going to thank Giselle for leading us to where she said she would. And tell her to keep out of trouble with the guards from now on.
Yeah, she's quite happy with that, and she sort of like trips off with a ring in tow. And you can see this grate that has obviously, even from where you're stood, doesn't look like it's been open for a long time.
Okay. Angus will wipe the blood of his sword on the, sort of like the hem of his 3/4 length cloak, which comes right down to the back of his knees. Move over to the grate and shrug and try and lift it.
Yeah, so roll your brawn roll. Yeah, you sort of like reach down, and even though there's sort of like been whole load of sludge and stuff on this for quite a while, and you sort of like give it a huge yank, and it seems to open like a lid going away from you, and you even notice that on the wall behind seems to be something to click it into to actually hold it open, although it's been covered with sludge and dirt for quite a while. And there's just a little thing that turns to sort of like click it into place. And you can see that there's a rickety old ladder going down into what appears to be a room.
Angus will shrug and say, "Right, off we go then." And he'll make his way down the ladder.
Okay, so hang on, I'm just putting you in, and then I'll tell you what you can see, and then we will call it.
What time of day is it? Is it about like midday?
Yeah, but it's still quite dark down here. Anyway, you go in and you go down, and you go down a ladder into this room. Okay, now
Look how big I am.
sorry.
Golly, it's huge.
He then puts his clothes back on and he goes down to that size. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. So when you look around, it looks like an absolutely solid room. It's a solid stone room. It's really well made, okay, and it's got a stone floor. And then this little grey bit in the middle is what I'm going to tell you about. So in that bit in the middle, okay, there is exactly what it looks like there. There's that line. There's this stones around the outside, and then right in the middle of it, it's taken me ages to draw this, by the way. There's this. Can you see that?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. So the grey bit is the light grey bit is the grey bit of the of the bit that you can see, and then these circles, the darker bit, are suppressed or depressed into the grey stone. So it's as if something could go into them. Okay, they're only about, if you're watching the cam, only about this deep. Okay, and they're all quite uniform as they go around. The only other thing that you can see in the room are a whole load of discs. Some of them are black, some of them are white. They are all about this size in depth, and they're all different shapes. Some of them are circular, some of them are semicircular, some of them are almost like crescent, and some of them are a little bit larger than crescent, etc. And they seem to be scattered completely around the whole floor of the room, and that's it. And we will leave it there. Before Chuckawugga falls to sleep. Excellent.
Too late.
Too late. Brilliant. So, and then we'll leave it there till next week, and then you've got some time to have a think about what's going on. So, as always, at the end of adventure, I like to give the players an opportunity to say who they are and where you can find them. And as always, we go to that side, to the person who's nearly achieved sleep, Chuckawugga.
Hello, I'm Chuckawugga. You can find me here on Saturdays playing Mythos, which you've just been watching, where I play Gulliver, the sorcerer. And you can also find me here on Tuesdays when I play Stanley Lovely, aka Studley, the combat mage in the Shadowrun universe. And then normally find me hanging out in Inwells's channel, where I act as moderator.
And thank you very much for that. Who would you like to pass
it on to?
Yes,
Somebody,
please.
or you want to? Yeah, I shall pass on to Mr. Pickles.
I'm Mr. Pickles. I'm aligned with the Wrath Inspired channel. That's usually the only place you'll find me, but I'm mostly on Discord. And I'm the cleric. I'm going to pass it on to Longshanks over there.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pickles. My name is Longshanks EPG. You've been watching Mythras. I have been playing Hengist. You will next find me on Tuesday night on Inwells's channel playing Shadowrun, where I play Hector, the Elven Gunslinger Adept. that makes any sense to people. And I will pass it on to the only person who's left is Wrath Inspired.
What's up, everybody? I'm Ralph from Wrath Inspired. Hey. I'm playing as Aaron Suki. He's a tribal nomad. With an unknown past, came in out of the blue. But a deep story behind him. And his dog Juno. You can find me on my own channel, Wrath Inspired. Here on Saturdays with Inwills, or on any of social media, any Discord, and around random channels, because I am everywhere. And that's all I got, so back to Inwills.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for coming along and joining us on tonight's intrepid adventure. Throughout the evening, we have seen the adventurers increase their skill levels in various areas of their expertise. They have met the wonderful scribe Sylvester, who has taken a rather interesting view about the map that they had. And they also have helped Giselle, who had stolen a merchant's bag from him, and they helped to get rid of the merchants and to get rid of this the guard. They also managed to withstand an attack from hunting dogs and have found the entrance to what might be, well, do they actually know where they are? I do wonder. Or whether or not they're just following a map with a cross on it. I've been Inwills, and you've been watching these players in the Back and Beyond playing Mithras, or a version of RuneQuest 6. Really nice for having you along. And I will be back tomorrow at 3 o'clock GMT time, when I will be playing some Elder Scrolls Online. Until then, please remember to be who you are and say what you feel, because the people who mind don't matter, and the people who matter don't mind. And until then, I'd like to say to each and every one of you, have fun, and I'll catch you all later. And until then, consider yourself well and truly waffled. Have fun, guys. Bye.